Azure subscriptions serve as logical containers that group together resources and define personalized billing boundaries. Each subscription is linked to billing details, making it easier to track expenditures for specific projects. Previously, we discussed resource groups and user management, which shape a foundation for subscription administration. Subscriptions extend that structure by allowing organizations to isolate workloads and secure assets using role-based access control. This modular approach supports departmental segmentation, development test production environments, and various company divisions. When combined with Azure governance offerings like Azure Policy and Tags, subscriptions can help ensure cost transparency, security compliance, and efficient lifecycle management. Azure subscriptions fit into a broader hierarchy that starts with management groups at the highest level, continues with subscriptions, and then goes down to resource groups and individual resources. Management groups support consistent policy enforcement across multiple subscriptions, offering a powerful tool to align with organizational rules. In the context of user access, previously covered topics, such as assigning roles and permissions at different scopes, apply here as well. By placing subscriptions under the same management group, organizations can apply policies and role assignments systematically. This layered approach ensures that departments or projects maintain consistent standards while preserving isolated budget controls. Each subscription has a distinct billing cycle that consolidates the costs of associated services, including storage, compute, and networking resources. This separation makes it simpler to monitor and optimize expenses for departments or business units. Azure provides cost analysis tools within the Azure portal, enabling the creation of dashboards, budgets, and alerts. Subscribers can track spending trends, identify high-cost workloads, and plan usage. Licensing models, such as the pay-as-you-go format, bring flexibility to resource consumption. By leveraging tags covered earlier, cost attribution can be improved, enabling more accurate departmental chargebacks. Effective financial oversight fosters alignment with strategic management objectives. Establishing a new subscription typically involves mapping organizational requirements to a billing structure. Administrators start by selecting a subscription offer, such as pay-as-you-go or enterprise agreements. Then, within the Azure portal or the EA portal, they provide payment details, assign subscription administrators, and set a subscription name to guide identification. For example, a sandbox subscription can be established for testing with controlled spending and resource policies. In larger organizations, a subscription request may pass through an approval process, including role assignment steps mentioned earlier. To maintain clarity, naming conventions and tags are frequently specified to identify each newly created subscription. Azure subscriptions act as a scope for granting permissions. When administrators or security groups are assigned roles at the subscription level, they receive inherited access to all contained resource groups and resources. This arrangement involves built-in roles like reader, contributor, or owner, which we explored before. The mapping of responsibilities is crucial to preventing unauthorized changes while still allowing necessary resource management. For instance, an IT operations group might receive the owner role, giving them authority to create and modify resources, whereas a finance team might only need read-only access to billing data. Access can be segmented using additional subscriptions or resource groups. Azure bindings, such as policies and initiatives, can be assigned at the subscription level to streamline compliance and governance. By combining resource locks, tags, and custom policy definitions, organizations establish robust guardrails on resource usage and configuration. For instance, a subscription might enforce tagging rules for cost center identification or restrict the creation of certain resource types. This approach integrates with management groups above and resource groups below, ensuring that policies propagate consistently. Additionally, subscription-level governance can help manage external user access by limiting resources to verified identities, leveraging identity management strategies learned in previous sessions, like user provisioning and group assignments. Subscriptions interconnect with resource groups, which were discussed earlier as logical containers for resources with similar life cycles. By placing resource groups within subscriptions, each workload remains distinct in terms of cost tracking and permission boundaries. For instance, a marketing subscription might contain resource groups for campaigns, storage, and analytics. Meanwhile, a development subscription could hold test environments and related services. This structure simplifies operations by accommodating overhead budgets and preventing cross-project collisions. Additionally, features like virtual networks and role assignments can be scoped to the resource group level, reinforcing the overarching governance set at the subscription's hierarchical scope. Ongoing observation of resource consumption helps align subscription usage with strategic goals. Azure Monitor and Azure Cost Management offer dashboards that capture real-time and historical data for CPU usage, data transfers, and resource performance metrics. Setting up budgets and alerts ensures that you can identify spikes quickly, investigate unusual patterns, and prevent cost overruns. Utilizing logs and analytics tools clarifies the root causes of any anomalies, like under-optimized workloads or poorly configured services. Should a department subscription demonstrate consistently high costs, administrators can refine resource allocation, apply new policies, or create specialized roles to better reinforce accountability and control. Organizations may consolidate subscriptions to reduce administrative overhead, unify costs, or streamline resource management. The Azure portal supports moving resources across subscriptions, but certain restrictions apply depending on resource dependencies or region constraints. In some cases, administrators decide to merge subscriptions under one master subscription for simplified monitoring. Alternatively, resources might move into newly partitioned subscriptions if departmental lines or projects shift. Thorough planning of roles and administrative controls is crucial in such transitions. This process can include adjusting resource locks, transferring tags, and updating policies to ensure that no essential constraints or billing settings are lost during migration. Establishing an effective subscription design depends on the size of the organization, budget controls, and compliance requirements. Large enterprises might adopt multiple subscriptions to distribute workloads, avoid quota limitations, and isolate data domains. Smaller companies could centralize into one subscription for simpler management. For each scenario, employing consistent naming is essential for clarity, while features like role-based access and tags bring an extra layer of granularity. Additionally, a subscription approach must align with overarching governance, resource placement strategies, and security posture. Ultimately, a well-structured blueprint allows teams to efficiently handle multi-environment operations and maintain predictable cost management over time.